Shalom, welcome to my channel, The Hebrew Bible. This is Moses Gumadi, and in this video we'll talk about Parashat Bamidbar, the Parasha of Bemidbar, which means in the wilderness or in the desert. In the previous episode, in one of the earlier episodes, I talked about the Parashas or Parashiot. You can search. I'll try to leave a link in the description. You can look at it, all these 54 parashiot that are there. Now, this parasha, Parashat Bemidbar, begins from the book of Numbers 1:1 to 4:20. And that's the parasha that is supposed to be obviously read tomorrow, tonight, tomorrow, this Sabbath. Okay. Now, in the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 1. This is how it begins. The parasha begins. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe bemidbar Sinai be'ohel moed be'echad lachodesh hashani bashana hashanit letzetam me'eretz Misraim lemor. Okay. So the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they came, the second year after the Exodus. Okay, it's the first day of the second month of the second year after they came from Egypt. Now we'll look at a few words, but before that, let's read. Okay, verse 2, and then he said, "Lemor," it says, saying what? What did the Lord say? She'u se'u et rosh kol Adat bnei Yisrael lemishpachotam leveit avotam b'mispar shemot kol zachar legulgelotam. These are the skulls. Gulgal is the skulls. Okay, right. So take the sum of all the people. Kol Adat. This is the congregation. Se'u means lift up or take up. Et Rosh. We'll go one by one. I mean, it's very interesting. Here the phrase number of names is Mispar Shemot, the number of the name. Very interesting. You have a parallel of that in the book of Revelation, chapter 13. And those of you who might be interested in 666 and all that, counting the gematria. Is he telling them to calculate the gematria? Maybe not, but basically it looks like Bemispar Shemot. So get the number of their names. Basically count the names, you can say. Every male, Kol Zachar. Now look at a few words here. Bemidbar, we already saw it means in the wilderness, Bemidbar. Now if you get rid of Be, which means in, then you have Midbar, which is wilderness. And I mentioned to you in another video where we looked at the word medaber, means speaking. And so there is this midrashic connection people make between midbar and medaber, because God speaks in the wilderness. In the wilderness, when you are alone, God speaks. That's the point. Okay. Now a few more words. Be'ohel moed. Moed. What does it mean? Ohel moed. It's a tent of meeting, or tent of congregation. Tabernacle of congregation is how the King James Bible translates. A tent of appointed meeting. Now, in the book of Genesis, in the earlier one of the verses, maybe 21 or something, 20, when God made the lights, Maor, Hammaor, Hakkaton, we have read all of that in my reading videos on Genesis chapter 1. Now, there we talk about Moadim. So, Moadim are appointed times, and Ohel means tent. Ohel Moed. Moed is singular. Moadim is plural. Ohel Moed means tent of appointed place, an appointed place or appointed times. Basically a place where at a particular time, at a particular place, at that designated place where people go to meet God. Okay. Moses particularly went to meet God in this place. Now, a couple of more words here. Chodesh. LaChodesh Hasheni. So second month. Chodesh means month. So this word Chodesh, I've written CH, but usually sometimes I put a dot with it is pronounced with a double H. You can say Chodesh. Not Ha. People, of course, in Israel, they say Ha with a rash sound. That is used for the final Chaf, or even the letter Chaf. But this letter, that's how you pronounce it, Chodesh. By the way, some people might read this and say Chodesh. Now, this is not Chodesh. This is Chodesh. Okay, which means month or a new moon, because the Jewish months begin with the new moon. Also, the word Shana means year. Interestingly, Shana is a Shin Nun He 350 and 5. So 355. In a lunar year, there are 354 or 355 days. You can say roughly 354.5. So rounded upwards is interestingly the sum of the gematria of this number, Shana. Anyway, so we teach a biblical grammar here, Hebrew grammar. And gematria is not grammatical, except that gematria approach is used to write the verse numbers in the Hebrew Bibles, which I've already explained. I think in one of the earlier videos I've explained. But anyway, so other than that, nobody really counts words like that. I just mentioned it as a matter of interest. Now, go to the second verse. We read here, Bemispar Shemot, number of the names. Number of the names, right? Okay. Rosh is, of course, the head. If you go back, there are several words that I wanted to show you. Seu et Rosh kol adat bnei Yisrael mishpachotam Leveit avotam b'mispar shemot kol zachar legulgulatam. Right, okay, so let's see. Rosh is head. Mishpacha. Mishpacha means family. Okay, mispar. Mispar means number. Let's go back. Where is the mispar? B'mispar shemot. So mispar is number. Mishpacha is family. Okay. Milchama is war. These two words you will probably keep hearing quite often if you hear the news in Israeli news or Prime Minister Netanyahu speaking about the families of those hostages. May God bring them out safely, whoever are remaining. Mishpacha is the family. Milchama is the war. Mispar is the number. Shemot, of course, means names, and the singular for this is Shem. Shem Adonai means the name of the Lord. YHWH. Okay, Shemot. Shemot is also the name of the second book, Exodus. Book of Exodus name in Hebrew is Shemot. Right, so let's go to the verse 3 quickly. So what did he say? Count all the names. And what did he say? Mi ben eserim shana ומעלה כל יוצא צבא בישראל תפקדו אותם לציב אותם אתה ואהרון. Okay, so he's telling them to count the people from 20 years old and upward. Ben Esrim. Esrim. This is Ain. Just that is pronounced from a bit closer to the lips and the teeth. Whereas is pronounced a bit inside at the back of the throat. So mi ben esrim shana. So from the ben esrim means son of 20 years old. Son of 20 years means 20-year-old. That's what it means. The word ben. Okay, and upward is v'ma'ala. V'ma'ala means above. Ma'ala means also steps, and upward. Okay. Now, so they were told to count, and this is the count of all the tribes: Reuben, Shimon, Gad, Yehuda, Issachar, Zebulun, Ephraim, Menashe, Binyamin, Dan, Asher, Naphtali. Okay, so this is the count. Of course, Yehuda is the biggest count here, and the next, of course, is Dan. These guys have gone into idolatry. A lot of them later on, of course, in the book of Judges and all that we can read. Now, these people were arranged to camp around in their tents around the tabernacle. And so this is how they are arranged. We read about this arrangement in this very Parasha. Here we have the tabernacle. This is the Holy of Holy, the Kodesh Kedoshim. This is the holy place, and this is, I just put it around the court. Here are Moses, Aaron, Moshe, Aaron, and Kohanim. That is priests. And here Merarites, say Merari, the family of Merari, the family of Gershon and Kohath. Now this is the east. This is north here. Dan, Asher, Naphtali is on the north. Gad, Shimon, Reuben are in the south. On the east, Yehuda, Issachar, Zebulun. Now the leaders are obviously the Yehuda onwards, Dan, Binyamin, and Reuben here. Okay, whoever is on the right side, I think in this case, I think it is Dan. Okay, right. So the Yehuda, Issachar, Zebulun, Binyamin, Menashe, Ephraim. So this is the arrangement of all the tents and the tribes of Israel when they encamped in the wilderness, Bemidbar. Now, all this happened, these instructions were given in the second year, at the beginning of the year, in the second month, the first day of the second month. Later on, of course, this is the initial count, 603,550. But 38 years later, same instruction was given to them to count once again, and this is the count. It turns out 601,730. If you notice the difference between the two, you can see that Yehuda is gone up, right? So Dan is gone up. A lot of guys, Issachar is gone up. One of the big fall is Shimon, 59,300 to 22,000. Massive fall. Okay. Similarly, Ephraim is gone down. Naphtali is gone down. So that is the second count. But this count occurs later on in the book of Numbers, outside of today's Parasha, of course. I just mentioned this in connection with what we have studied. So that brings us to the end of today's video on the Parashat Bamidbar. Please do like the video, subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon. Please do comment below, and I will come back to you again with the next video as soon as I can. Thank you very much.